Good morning and welcome to Tai Chi Movement for Wellbeing. This is a class that you may well end up watching recorded, as I was on annual leave and didn't think to send the links out for this week, only last week. So I'm doing it live and I shall send you out the link so you can watch it recorded. What we're going to do today, just a really nice session, same as always. We're going to have an emphasis on flow, on relaxation, and just on becoming really aware of our body in this space. So the lovely thing about this session is that the focus becomes very much inward, and all the things that may be bothering you or running around your mind, hopefully just give you a chance to let them dissipate, just let them flow away while we're here together for this next however many minutes. So the first thing we're going to do is just make sure we're feeling well. This is not a session to do if you're feeling a bit lightheaded, if you're feeling dizzy, if you've got a fever or any of the COVID symptoms. So please don't. All you need is a safe space around you. It's a good idea just to let those arms swing a little bit because we do use quite a wide range. So if there's something you're going to hit, make sure you're not going to hit it. And I've got a drink. So if you've got a drink, just in case you need a little drink when we stop for a break. So what we're going to do is just start to try and relax into our body, and then just play around with this foot position. So the lovely thing about this session is there's no wrong, okay? There's lots of rights, but there's no wrongs. Yes, we can always refine things and make the moves better, but it doesn't mean that they're wrong. So you can just relax, safe in the knowledge you're not going to get it wrong. And then we're going to see if we can just take the feet wider and narrower till we arrive at a position where your feet are roughly hip width apart. We're going to take a look at your toes and just notice how you tend to stand normally. Do you sort of tend to stand with the feet out? Do you send in? Do you tend to sort of do this? What we're going to try and do is come back to that sort of stance that we had as toddlers. So feet facing forwards. Nice long legs, nice long spine. Open out this chest, long back of the neck. And we're going to imagine a little bead of light in this spine, and it's going to split into two. So it's right here, and this little bead of light is splitting into two, and it's just traveling down the spine and up the spine. And as it goes, it's just lengthening the spine. So each little segment, each little vertebra, there's a little space opening up between each one. And we're just going to let that little bead of light come all the way up through the crown of the head, carry on traveling up. And the lower one is just going to come through that tailbone all the way down to the floor. And all the while, it's almost as if a golden thread is just lengthening that spine. So once we're there, we're just going to let these shoulders soften the knees slightly. And we're going to bring the palms of the hands together. And we're going to do our little warm-up. So we're going to rub the palms of the fingers together. See if you can create some friction, some heat. And then we're going to relax the hands. Place them over that face and let that head relax into your hands. And then taking that breath in, that breath out, just relax in this private space. Just really push that breath out. And then again, we're going to rub those hands together. How do they feel? How do the palms feel? What does the skin feel like? What do the fingers feel like? And then again, just let that head relax into those hands. Let those hands soften to receive your face. Notice the contours of your face, cheekbones, brow bone. And then one last time. Really taking yourself to the palms, to the skin, to the fingers. And then again. Let yourself be you. Let yourself relax into these hands. Let those shoulders soften. And then we're going to bring those arms away. We're going to come into this self-massage. So we're going to let the fingertips just dance. Just going to turn so you can see what I'm doing. Dance over that head. Little taps. Now if this feels sore, we're going too hard. If you can't feel it, you might need a little bit more vigor. Just let the hands lead you. Let them take you where they want to go. Mine is sort of focusing around the temples. And then we'll just relax those hands down. We're going to take this right side. We're going to make a light fist and we're just going to take these little tapping movements. So it looks like that. You can see. Really nice. Let that wrist become floppy to the neck. That's it. The neck often holds a lot of tension, so let's pay a bit of attention to this neck. And then the shoulders, same there. Pay a little bit of attention to these shoulders. Shouldn't be painful. Shouldn't be painful. Then we're going to come down the outside of this arm. Down. And then we're going to come back up. Fingers, palms, forearm. Just notice how this arm feels. I'm just going to relax both arms. Just notice how this side feels having received the massage compared to this side. And then again, we're going to take that fist to the neck and we're going to pay a little bit of attention. Neck and shoulders. Nice and easy does it. Not too hard, not too soft. Just you pick the tension that feels right for you. So this should feel good. Shouldn't feel painful. That's great. And then coming down the arm. So we're always coming down the arms. We're following the energy lines of the body. Down the fingertips. And then coming back up the inside. That's it. Nice floppy wrist that's doing the tapping. Shouldn't be hurting. Just try and temper that touch to suit you. Then we come to the chest. So we're going to see if we can take these light tapping movements to the chest. Again, let those hands dance off the chest. And then if you've had a little bit of a cold, we'll pay a little bit of attention to the lungs. And then the digestive system. So we're just going to cover the front of the body. That's it. Does a lot of work for us, this body. We give it a bad rap. It's always got something wrong with it. There's a lot right with it. So let's just give it some attention. Say thanks to the body. Let's come round to the kidneys at the back. And then we're going to come down to the bottom, the lower back. And then we're going to come down the back to the legs. So if you've got a stiff lower back, just bend those legs slightly. Bend the knees and only go as far as feels right for you. So you can go as far as the feet. I'm just going mid calf, coming back up the inside. And then we're going to come down the side. So we're going to pay a bit of attention to these glutes. And then down the outside of those legs. And again, you might feel the need to be a little bit gentler today. I'm feeling the need for something a little bit more vigorous. And then finally down the front of these thighs. So we're going to concentrate, pay these thighs some attention. And all the way down and back up, always back up the inside. Always back up the inside. Good. And then we come back up. Shake these feet out a little bit. I never want to shake. The more you shake, the more you can shake. Great. Just give those feet a little shake. Come back to that lovely long spine. Feet, feel that connection with the ground. So when we feel balanced and connected to the ground through our feet, we feel like we can relax. If we don't feel balanced, if we're not connected, then we find it quite hard to relax. So let those arms soften, let those shoulders soften. Now we're going to imagine that big long kangaroo's tail. It's hanging down from that tailbone. Just going to let any tension in that tailbone just seep away. And we're going to just bend the knees slightly because that kangaroo's tail isn't quite reaching the floor. So we're going to soften the knees ever so slightly so that tail can rest behind your heels. And then we're going to straighten those legs, lift that tail slightly. And then again, this time just allowing those arms to rise. Now what we're doing here is we're forming a connection to your center. So those palms are facing that center. Nice and relaxed. There's that curve in the elbow. When you feel ready, we're going to see if we can move into diagonal repatterning. So that tail is down. Just moving that left hand towards that right foot. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. We're looking for flow. Feel that connection between your feet and the floor. Notice that as we move towards your right leg, as we move towards that left leg, that weight is spiraling down through that leg, down that left foot, into the ground and coming back up. So those feet are the key to transferring that energy, pushing that right foot down, bringing you back up. And feeling those feet comfortably on the floor. We're going to see if we can just take 2 dragons rapid. So we've got that little softness in the knee and that weight transfer from left through to that right leg. And we're just going to let that head relax, let that neck relax, let those arms relax. Good. We're almost getting a little extra kidney massage there as those arms really floppy, just they almost wrap around that back. Good. And then we're just going to allow those legs to stop transferring the weight, and we're going to notice what happens to the arms. Just take a little bit of time to come back. Let's lift that tail, long spine, and as we place it back down, imagine now there's that ball, that globe resting in the forearms. We're going to just open up that left side of the body, still with that ball resting. It's really light. We're going to open up the right side of the body. And then we're going to see if we can open up that abdominal area. So I'm just going to turn so you can see what we're doing here. That tail is still down. Just lifting that chest ever so slightly and then opening up that lower back. So from here, we're going to open up that right side of the body, open up the abdominal area, open up the left side of the body, and then open up that lower back. Good. So I'm just going to turn around to face you. So I'm just going to think about breathing in as we open up that abdominal area. Relax that head. Relax that neck. Feel those core muscles moving. You can almost imagine that these hips have been buried in sand. The arms just gently holding onto this ball, so the only muscles moving are these muscles in the trunk. You can feel these ribs circling. And we're just going to take that breath in. Then we're going to change direction. Think about that flow. It's almost effortless. If it feels like it's an effort, we might be trying too hard. So we might need to think about making the movements a little bit smaller. Think about making those movements flow. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. And then we're going to come back to center. Just let those arms relax. Lift that tail up off the floor. Let those arms become floppy, weightless, almost heavy at the same time. And then we're going to fly like wild geese. So just place that tail down. And then as we straighten those legs, breathe in, breathe out. Sink that tail back down towards the floor. Imagine those helium balloons under each elbow. It's as if the elbows are floating wide, filling those lungs. It's as if those arms are like a pair of bellows pushing that air out. Everything in time with your breathing. Breathing in. Heaven and earth. Circles. It's as if I'm lifting your wrists in front of you. And then just gently allowing them to come down. Tracing that tailbone down to the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out. I'm going to show you from this angle. Breathing in. That lovely long spine. Soft shoulders. This flow. You're aware of that breath coming in, gently pushing out. And opening to the day. Drawing that breath in, breathing out. And again, that connection to the floor through those feet. It's as if those knees soften, that tail comes down. You can feel that energy through the feet and then pushing those feet down into the floor. That energy rises up and breathing in. Using that soft limit, not overdoing the movement. Finding the move that works for you. Flexing the sky, sweeping down. Look at that. Palms meet and part. Breathing out. Breathing in. Think about that blue sky. Wherever we are, take your awareness through that ceiling, up into the sky. It's open, limitless. Gives us freedom. Flexing the sky. Breathing in. And then rowing that boat. And again, that soft limit means we can make this movement smaller. So as we breathe out, we want to find the move that works for you. It could be here. It's the same movement. It doesn't have to be a big movement. A big movement is just a bigger movement of a smaller movement. We're looking for how it feels, not how it looks. We want you to relax. We want you to flow. So with that tail down, imaginary globe resting in the crook of your arm. You're going to Just imagine placing it in the sky, a little bit like putting the moon. So gazing at the moon. So we have this glow. Just going to place it in the sky and let it go. Just follow that moon with your gaze. Place it in the sky. Let it go. So we're going to breathe out. Breathe in. Notice that weight transfer into that left leg, into both legs, and into this right leg. We're going to take our natural step. We're going to turn this left foot on its heel from 12 o'clock to about 2 o'clock. Could be 1, could be 3. And just turn those hips so they're facing the direction of the toe and the knee. And then this is great for balance. We're just going to place this heel out, not overreaching, and bring the ball of the foot down. So we're just stepping out. Turning those hips to face forwards now, in line with that front foot. Just placing that tail down. And then, again, from that center. So make that connection to your center. We're going to see if we can take that weight into the front foot and into the back foot. Hips are facing forward. This is going to be here am I. So I'm going to draw these hands. Bring them forward. This is me. This is who I am. Notice if you get unstuck with this move. Notice at this point, if you feel unbalanced, if you feel like you're going to topple forwards. You tend to try and do too much, some of them. To see what happens, try not to try too hard. Find that natural point where you still feel balanced. Any further might tip you too far. Breathing out. Good. We all have our natural tipping point. Especially if you're the type of person that says yes to everything. Just one too many yeses. We'll do the same on the other side. So this time, somewhere around 11, and again it can be 10. We're going to just turn those hips, let that leg take the weight, just without overreaching, just place that heel down and out. And then we'll come back, hips are facing forwards. You can always adjust those feet if you're not sure. Tail is down. And then from that center, just expand out. And then we're going to take that breath in. Notice if we're going too far. We can carry these principles out into the real world. Notice if you start to say yes to too many things. Just think about doing what we can and doing that as well as we can. Not spreading ourselves too thin, especially as we come out of this period of isolation. Take some skill to get it right. So we're just going to breathe out, breathe in, coming back. Tail is down, arms connected to this center, palms connected to each other. Sense that connection between the palms of the hand. So we're going to play with that connection between center and palms. So if we bring that right hand over the left, just allow it to face that center. Drawing that hand, we're going to wave hands like clouds. So as we cross that center, the palms gently turning to face the center. Imagine that egg timer full of magic sand, catching it with the lower hand. That's good. And that magic sand is full of positive energy. As we cross the center, we're allowing some of that energy just to seep into your center. Steady breathing, soft hands, soft face. And back to center. Again, as that tail goes down, the arms gently rise. And think about the 5 elements of nature: fire, air, the ground, the earth, all that grows from the earth, and water. Let these hands flow as if it was water swirling. The sun, the air that we're breathing. So lucky in West Wales. There's so much fresh, clean air. So let's imagine we're stood outside. You can see trees in the distance. The wind gently rustling the branches and the leaves. And feel sun just touching your skin, warmth, all around. Different types of grasses just blowing in the breeze. Wildflowers, beautiful. In our circle of well-being, we're going to let those elements of nature just flow through us. And then when those shoulders are soft, we're going to draw this circle. So remember that tail, it's down. As we come through, this weight is transferring down through that left leg. As the circle comes down, the weight transfers from left to right. That weight in that right leg into both, into that left. Breathing out, breathing in. So just make this circle right for you. It doesn't have to be as big as mine. It can be bigger, it can be smaller. Just imagine drawing the shimmering line of well-being all the way around you. It's going to help nourish you throughout the day. And then we're going to change direction. So let that head relax. Let those arms be soft. Let those shoulders relax. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. We're going to come all the way up. And then our return to center. So we're gathering these hands, bringing them back to you. I'm going to show you from this angle. So that tail is down. Breathing in. And again, drawing in some of this positive energy that we've created between us. Absorbing it into that center. That's that focus. Feet on the floor. With balance. Stable. It's that breath in. And that breath out. We'll just stand for a few moments as we, at the end of the sequence, just allow yourself to become aware of some of the sounds around you. Sometimes it's very quiet, but there's things you can pick up on. It could be the ticking of a clock, it could be birdsong, it could be anything, traffic. And we'll just gently move your feet. And you may want to have a little drink, a little comfort break. And when this break just gives you a chance just to regroup, recenter, and think about how we might be able to transfer what we learn about ourselves in this sequence into everyday life. We did a little bit of work with Here Am I, just noticing if you tend to overreach, if you off balance. And it might be worth just thinking about what in life sends you off balance, what at the moment just tips you over the edge. It might be a case of just reevaluating commitments and seeing if there's anything that you can just pull back on. Okay, so you can just be yourself and do what you're doing really well. There may be nothing. In the tag household, there's always something. Now I'm going to have a little drink. And then we're going to go back into the second sequence. So we're going to think about flow, softness. Remember, we're grounded, we're balanced because our feet are connected to the floor. So we're going to let those toes totally relax. Let the feet relax. We can play around with that foot position just to make sure we feel balanced, about hip width apart. We'll just see if we can take the weight into the balls of the feet and then into the heels. So it's not a big movement. I'll show you from the side. We're just literally transferring that weight. And if you tend to sort of stand on the back of your feet or the front of the feet, you may not feel as balanced as if we allow that movement to become smaller and smaller. So we let that weight sink through the front of those feet, the middle of those feet. So, just once. Relax. Breath out. When you're ready, into that self-massage over the head. Give those earlobes a little massage. And from the earlobes, take that massage around the outside of the ears, all the way to the little knobbly bit. And then just relax those arms. Let's take that massage to the neck. Notice any difference in feel and touch to the first time we did this. Notice any change in temperature to the hands, if any. then not hurrying this, just taking your time, noticing the body, paying it some attention, really paying it some attention, listening to what it's got to say, and then just making it feel a little bit better. It's the power of human touch, and it works even if it's your own touch. Let's come around to the kidneys. It can be alternate taps, it can be both taps together, down the backs of those legs. I always think it feels a little bit easier this time. If you get dizzy, just don't take it so low. Just keep your head above the level of your heart, so don't go any further than that. Good. Finally. Bringing it up. And then we're just going to shake out this feet a little bit. Give those arms a little shake. Ready for diagonal repatterning. Dropping that tail. Long spine. Thinking about breath out. Breath in. Thinking about flow. Imagine that I tied some silk scarves to your fingertips. And as these arms move and flow, those silk scarves are flying gently behind. Any tension they'll pick up on, they won't float. So just allowing those scarves to float. Breathing out. Breathing in. And then 2 dragons wrapping. See if you can start that move in the legs to start with. And then let the arms go. Notice those knees staying in line with that second toe. That movement, that folding at the hips. You've got to loosen off those hips a little bit. That's it. So let those hips go. Our vital organ warm-up. So starting by opening up that back, taking that compass round the east, over to the north, to the west. Letting that head relax, letting that neck soften. Just relax your face, breathing out. Breathing in and changing direction, coming back down to the east, to the south, to the west. Shoulders are soft. There's no movement in those hips. It's brilliant for digestive health. This compression and springing back as we roll away. And then letting those arms just relax. Flying like wild geese. This is the breathing section. We're going to take our awareness to filling those lungs. And the movement flows with the breathing. Breathing in. connection, breath and movement, heaven and earth. Whole body movement starting at the feet, through the legs, through the spine, down the arms, as far as those palms and those fingertips. As the rise, as we open to the day, to rise. Not trying too hard. Finding that welcome point. This move feels just right, not overstretching. Sweeping down, breathing out, bending those knees and just straightening through those legs as we open. Closing off, heels stay down, head relaxed. Breathing in. Making this move smaller if we need to. And then reversing, rowing that boat, drawing those fingertips backwards and wide, and breathing out. Looks like this move sweeps your arms behind you, but the arms sort of go wide rather than behind. Much kinder to the shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out. Just allowing that tail to settle down on the floor. Gazing at the moon. No hurry. No beginning. No end. This breath, your body. Shoulders are soft. Breathing is soft. We have these feet connected to the ground, balanced. Let's take that natural step. So as we turn this foot away from center, the hips turn in line, and then again, just taking that heel, stepping out. Here am I. So we're breathing in, breathing out. Clearing any negativity, any negative thoughts, and filling this space with positivity, positive energy, changing that leading leg. Hips, stepping out, step too far, you can step too far, take your time, hips facing forward. And then we're just clearing this space. Move any of those nagging doubts in yourself. Just push them away. Breathing in. Breathing in. Waving hands like clouds. Starting with this right hand as the upper hand. And then playing, flowing, that softness of movement. Breathing out, breathing in. Not worrying about when to breathe out, when to breathe in. Coming back to that connection with that center. Placing that tail down. 5 elements. Breathing in. Breathing out. As if we were moving through warm water. There's that flow. Some resistance, but it's supporting us as well. We can't move fast through water. We'll work with it. Breathing in. Flow. Those hands soften, shoulders, face soften. And that circle of well-being. It's like a shimmering line, and we're taking it all the way around us. It's going to stay with us all day. And the next day. And every time we practice some breathing, some basic movements, but let us be mindful. The circle is going to reinvigorate. It's going to reappear. So let's think about practicing even just one of these moves. Even if it's just for a minute, as often as we can. With all the moves, return to center, possibly the simplest, returning you back to you. When things have got hectic, you almost stepped outside of your body, running round in circles. I'm going to take this breath in. You're going to feel those feet connected to the floor. You're going to breathe out. We're going to center ourselves. Ground. And from that position, we can then make good decisions about what we do. When you feel ready, just going to start to move those feet, wiggle those fingers a little bit, shake it out, and just gradually come back into the room. So, thoroughly enjoyed that session today. You can always tell when I've had a week off because I really missed this session. Thank you so much for joining me, whether it's live or whether it's retrospectively. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And if you have any questions, get in touch. But otherwise, I look forward to seeing you very soon. Goodbye.